Hello, my fellow musicians. Today we are going in for a very quick lesson on improvisation. It's been a long time I actually sat down at my piano to play and improvise, but this is one of the things I love doing the most. I love all the keyboards, the guitars and so on, but I love to improvise on the piano. So I'm going to give you a very quick lesson on improvisation. Now, the key to improvising on any instrument is to at least be able to produce a clear tone. On the piano, it's quite easy because all you need to do is press hard enough and lightly enough, somewhere in the middle. It's very straightforward for most people to at least get the bass sound out of the piano. Now, if you're able to produce the bass sound, the next thing you need to get good at is playing on time. So, if I played a rhythm like this, you should be able to keep time. See that? So if I give you a C, that's the next thing you want to be able to do, to play to time, like that, and double time. Second hand. Now, when you're able to play around with time like that, slow it down, speed it up, the next thing is to begin adding notes. So, let's play with a few notes. Now, for those of you who are new to improvising, I'll start off with the very basics. And here's your clue. We are going to be playing on the key of C. And C is the first white note before the group of two black notes. You take a look at the keyboard, you got a group of two, a group of three, a group of two, three, it repeats. So the first note before the group of two is C. So these are all C. That one's off. So no, all C. I had to get my piano tuner in here. It's been a while. Now, because we are going to be playing on C, the trick for beginners is only stay in the white notes. But I want you to begin with the C, like either down here, and everything else, just feel free to play whatever you like to time, to a sense of rhythm. Should we start? Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to use the drums just yet, but we're going to create some kind of groove in our heads, okay? Like this. Like that. So if you can keep that time, just add a note at the top, like that. So just have a rhythm in your head. Now the challenge I'm going to give you is to only use 2 fingers for whatever you're going to play. And you can slow down the tempo. So it could be just the white notes. that time. 1, 2 in the background, like that. Like that. Just 2 fingers. Let's play some chords. Just holding down the one note. Like that. And that's how you do it. Okay, now that's level 1 for beginners. Level 2, we are still going to play with 2 fingers, but we are going to change the notes. So I'm going to use a combination of C, F, G. I could also go to A, I could go to B flat. I could play different things, but it's just going to be 2 fingers. All right, you ready? Let's go. Two fingers, my friends. Now, we are going to take it up a notch. We're still going to play with just 2 fingers because I really want to emphasize rhythm. Now we're going to have some fun with the beats. We're going to play on the key of C minor. For those of you that are caught above playing on just the white keys, now we're going to play on C minor. So you remember C minor is the minor relative to the major of E flat. So when you look at E flat major, those are the notes in C minor, okay? So we're gonna still keep it with 2 fingers. We're gonna play in the key of C minor, all right? But we're gonna really emphasize rhythm now. that you've got options, even with just two fingers. Just two fingers. Now, we're going to take it from two-finger improvisation and kind of give us at least 3 fingers on this hand and 1 finger on this hand. So we're going to make it 4-finger improvisation. And again, we're going to play a nice little rhythm, something that is a little bit on the brighter side. So let's try this. Okay, 3 fingers, 1 finger. We'll play on the key of C. So again, 4 fingers. Now the reason why I do this is to keep my focus on what is most important. I take away the distraction of all the options. I give myself limited options so I will be forced to make decisions quickly. Now I'm going to show you how I improvise with all 10 fingers. And really the key to improvising with whatever you've got is to allow yourself be the channel. Allow the music to flow through you. And sometimes I might close my eyes just to take away that will to want to play what is familiar, to take myself to the brink, to the edge. And that's how you do it. So, for those of you who are at a more advanced level and you want to play with all your instrumentalists, you know, the late great Chick Corea, he would say there are 10 drummers. Each of these is a drummer. And he would look at it as the ability to syncopate with 10 fingers. And that's how I want to see this. And sometimes you don't have to play 2 time. Sometimes you can have just free flowing like this. I'll just give you an example without really thinking about what I'm going to do. I'll just start from anywhere. And all that, my friend, was played without looking at the piano. So you just got to allow yourself channel every now and again, just shut off the senses of sight and mind for something more, the feeling, the rhythm, and just search. Just search. Now, if I have my eyes open, I might make more informed choices without much thought. But again, the decision to move, for example, I could choose to begin with a B flat. Now, if I have my eyes closed, I don't have that decision, but if I have my eyes open, I could. And that's why combining both could be very powerful when you are trying to improvise. So I could start with an B flat, but then I could also choose which chord I want to play with that B flat. So I could play and play a minor, or I could choose to play. See, that's still B flat. Still B flat. And another fun thing to do will be to keep the B flat constant and see how much you can move around the B flat. You want to try that? Let's try that. Just B flat, and then we'll change everything around it, but we're going to make B flat the constant and see how well we can improvise around the B flat. So here we go. And that, my friends, is how you get into it. You got to blow up the ship, blow up the boat, take risks. Don't allow your fear of failure to prohibit you from taking risks. Because there are some things you will try. There's some runs. I mean, you're going to try your best, but just be ready to not let it be perfectly executed, warts and all. That's how you get better and better. Or trying to do the parallel things I was trying to do, and maybe not as perfectly executed, but you get the idea. You take a stab, you go for it, you jump at it, and wherever you land is wherever you land. That's what improvisation is. It's the fearlessness. You have to develop it to be able to take risks, to be able to push yourself to the brink of your technical prowess. That's what improvisation is all about. And when you're improvising with other musicians, it gets even more interesting because they are feeding you ideas that you can actually take and create with. So there's nothing like creating with an additional instrument. To give you an idea of how that could work, I'll just put a little bit of accompaniment behind what I'm doing here and see if we can get something started. Let's see, I'm going to play something on, let's try D minor. Let's play an intro. So there you have it, my friends. Lots of ideas about improvising. Just opening your mind, starting simple, building on top of that, playing with 2 fingers, introducing 3, 4 fingers, playing with your eyes closed. Another technique that I use for beginners is to free yourself by just playing on the black keys. Let's get another rhythm going here and see what we got. Okay. Something at least. Okay. So we're going to try just the black notes. Okay. We're going to use it as a drum. Watch this. See that? See that? Becomes a lot of fun. Now let's try this. You need to get used to the rhythm. See? Or things like that. So you're translating that rhythm into notes. You know what I'm saying? Let's put in a little bit of bass. Hear that? Just the black notes. my friends, lots of ideas to improvise. You know, you got to free your mind. If you're sticking to the black notes, it's quite easy. You can't go wrong with just the black notes, and you can't go wrong with just the white notes. The margin of error is greatly reduced when you just stick to the white notes. So a lot of it is your precision to be on that meter wherever you define the meter and whenever you end it, and change meters so you could play a straight 4/4, and you could change the other more out there time signatures, as long as you're keeping the time. You see, I had the liberty of moving all around the place as long as I was keeping that time. See that time going? Even though it's totally off key, but it's on beat. It's on beat, you know. And, you know, when you get used to the instrument, you know what is going to give you the dissonance, and you know what is going to give you at least an illusion of harmony, or an illusion of something that goes with something else that it typically shouldn't. Let me give you an example. So here's a C. A C and an E would go, right? A C, an E, and a G should go, right? A C, an E, a G, and a B should go. And a C, E, G, B, and a D should go. But when you just play a C and a D, you wouldn't expect them to go as good, even though they could. They're just seconds apart, right? But where it becomes interesting is you begin to depart from the straight diatonic into something more out there. So you're gonna leave the D and you're gonna go to an F sharp. So watch. Doesn't that sound a little bit relaxing? But that's an F sharp. An F sharp and a C in the same context. Now watch this. Sound a little bit dissonant, but still not totally off. That's with a B flat and an F sharp. And then what happens when you begin playing other things, but higher up there? Watch this. That's a G sharp that I snuck in there. On top of a C, just snuck in there. See that? See that? F sharp major to F and back to C. E, D, back to C. Sharp to F, G sharp to G. See that? A blatant F sharp. B flat, passing notes. C sharp. A C sharp in the context of a C You see, there are all sorts of things you can do, but you have to be bold enough to take those steps, you know. This is totally off the grid of C. I'm just going out wherever I like at this point. So watch this. But it takes time to discover these things and to build a confidence. Another chord that I quite like, apart from using it on the key of C sharp, is using it on the key of C, but it has a lot of otherwise forbidden notes in there. So it has a C sharp, a G sharp, and E flat. And you wouldn't expect that to work on the key of C, to go home to C. So watch this. Watch this. So that is a C sharp, a G sharp, an E flat, an F, a B, an E flat, and a G. You wouldn't expect that to work, would you? But it does when you do it in context. With an F sharp too. So all these 12 notes, you got to get to the point where they're all equal opportunity employees, given an equal opportunity to feature in the production. When I met Chick Corea back in the early 2000s, I was asking him about improvisation and any tricks, because I thought at that time everything was a trick. So I was, asking him about scales and stuff, and he said, it's really not about the scales. It's about what feels good to you, what sounds good to you, that you should do. And that stayed with me for over 20 years, still with me, and it's my compass. Because if it sounds good to me, it's likely it sounds good to someone else. Maybe not everyone, right? Because even the greats have disagreements. But if you use that as a compass, as opposed to figuring out every single bit of minutia about the scale, you're going to lose it. You're going to miss it. Like when you're in a live context and you have to solo, you got to ditch the scale at some point. Otherwise, you just sound the same each night. When you ditch the scale and you look at each of these 12 as an equal opportunity person, you're not even thinking. You feel at home with all of them. You can start from anywhere. Like anywhere. With your eyes closed, and it's all going to resolve. You see what I'm saying? Eyes closed. It's already resolving. See? And at that point, I feel comfortable opening my eyes because I know I'm already, off the shackles of, what key am I on? What scale am I on? I've already blown up the boat. See? Not even thinking of key or scale. I'm just playing what I feel at this point. All right, my friends, I really hope that gave you some context, because I know lots of you are wondering, what are you playing? What's the secret? Honestly, the secret is to speak the language. And I'm still learning to speak the language, as everyone should learn, right? You should always be looking for a better mousetrap, a new way of learning, a new way of doing things, a new way of soloing. That solo that you blew everyone away with last night, well, today you got to do something else to keep, keep on that cutting edge. Okay, so that would be my 2 cents. Start small and grow and finish big. That would be my suggestion. Thank you for joining me, my friends. All the very best. And thanks for tuning into the channel. Bye for now.